So today we're looking at the Amsoil Oil Filter. These are high-end oil filters. They're on the higher end regarding cost, but the materials are a lot better than your lower costing oil filters. Chances are if you're watching this film, you have a pretty good idea of what Amsoil is all about. 99% efficiency rating, captures up to 20 microns, good up to 15,000 or 1 year. They do have an option or another oil filter for 25,000 miles. This is the 15,000 mile oil filter. And I'll explain a little bit later in the film why I decided to go with the 15,000 mile review here. That being said, let me come in for a close-up. I'll show you what the filter looks like, completely cut open, what all the components are. We'll even take some measurements, see what the square inches are regarding the surface area of the media itself, and hopefully this gives you a pretty good idea if you do like their filters or maybe you're looking to purchase an Amsoil oil filter. So let's get right to it. Now, Amsoil is very well known to provide high quality oil filters as well as other products. Now, to quickly go over what we have here, the bypass material is stamped steel as opposed to plastic. Plastic is what you find on your lower costing oil filters. They've decided not to go with the coil spring. Coil spring, you'll find this on the K&N and the Wix XP oil filters. Amsoil uses stamped steel. Also, Royal Purple uses stamped steel. Now, regarding the filter itself, excellent numbers. 99% efficiency rating, rated up to 15,000 miles or 1 year. Synthetic material, I suspect it is wire back, which we'll find out when we cut open the filter. The end caps are metal. As you can see, the center tube is metal as well. To give you a comparison, your lower costing oil filters will be plastic or cardboard on the end caps and the center tube. So all metal construction is certainly the way to go. Regarding the anti-drainback valve, they happen to go with silicone as opposed to rubber, and silicone holds up much better under very high heat and low temperatures. And on your bottom end cap here, you have 6 inlet holes, high quality gasket. So a very, very good oil filter without a doubt. If I had a nitpick, comparing this to the other filters such as K&N and Wix XP, the gluing is messy. I don't know if it's just for this specific filter when it went through the manufacturing process, but on the other filters you won't find this kind of messy gluing when the end caps meet the filter material. Again, I'm nitpicking. The efficiency is so good, the micron ratings are very, very good, but it's not inexpensive, this filter. This filter is $19 compared to the other filters. Wix XP is $10 for the same vehicle, and K&N is $12. So for $19 I would expect a little bit better manufacturing, to be perfectly honest. But that being said, let's cut open the filter, let's take some measurements, and let's see what we come back with. So what I'm going to do is clamp the end on the bottom here. We'll line it up. I'll stretch this sucker out. Grab a pencil. We'll make a marking. Let me just turn the camera down so you guys can see this. We'll make a marking right there. We'll measure that in a moment. Let me see the width here. It's roughly 1 3/4 of an inch. And let me get a tape measure and see what we have here. And as you can see, we're at 30 3/4 of an inch in length. So 1.75, multiply that by 30.75. So we're at roughly 54 square inches of surface material. Now very quickly before we wrap up the video, just to go over the specs of Amsoil again, 99% efficiency, captures up to 20 microns. It's good up to 15,000 miles or 1 year. Synthetic material as opposed to cellulose, and the backing is, or it is, wire backed. So very, very good quality. And the reason why I have Royal Purple out here, in the previous film we cut open 5 filters, Amsoil and Royal Purple being 2 of those filters. And these 2 filters just stood out as being identical. They look to be exactly the same. Even if you look at the anti-drainback valve, they are exactly the same, just the color is different. Looking at the end caps, the inside measurement is roughly 1 inch, outside is roughly 2 1/8 of an inch. If you take a look at the Amsoil, you have your 1 inch, and then again about 2 1/8. I mean, they're the exact same filter as far as I can tell. Bypass material looks to be exactly the same. I mean, it's just, there's no difference here whatsoever, just the color is different. Even the touch to the filter itself is exactly the same. And if you flip over the filter, you have a green spot on the Amsoil and a green spot on Royal Purple. So that's pretty interesting that they're both really the same filter as far as I can tell. Now, again, this happens to be the 15,000 mile or 1 year filter. There's a 25,000 mile filter. I do not have that here, unfortunately, to cut open. But based on the 15,000 mile filter, it looks like to me it's the exact same filter. Now, just to quickly go over what I've been talking about in the other films, I'm essentially setting up a baseline. In other words, all the filters I'm going over are made for the same vehicle. It's made for a 1997 Nissan Maxima. So we have other videos not only on Amsoil and Royal Purple, but also K&N, Wix XP, Fram Pro Synthetic, so on and so forth. And they're all made for a 97 Nissan Maxima. And my idea is to set up a grid, which I'll upload to Carsntoys.net once everything is done. And I will list the price points, the materials used, square inches on the filter, so on and so forth. And I think that'll be a pretty good idea, or provide a pretty good idea, what you can expect for your specific vehicle when you're looking to purchase an oil filter. These are almost the same price. In my case, this happens to be $2 less. I didn't, to be honest, I just went out there and just purchased the two of them. Whatever the price was, I bought it. I didn't really go crazy regarding the lowest price, but I'm sure you can find them essentially for the same price. And yeah, so that's really about it. So after this, we'll follow up with the Fram Pro Synthetic, and then we will cut open an oil filter after 5,000 miles just to see what that looks like. And that's really about it, guys. So thank you for watching, and until then, we'll see you next time.